We'll open up the April 28th finance meeting, and we'll get started. Hello, everyone. So, number one, authorization in Health and Human Services. Authorization to fill one bookkeeper due to a transfer.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second, Ligonia.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Opposed? Carried. Two, authorization to enter into agreement with Recovery Coach University for recovery professionals training.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second, Simmons.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number three, carryover grant funding from 2021.
Move it, Morel.
Second,
Second,
Ligonia.
Simmons.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number four, reallocate a portion of grant funding to non-personal expenses.
Move it, Morel.
Second, Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number five, carryover grant funding from 2021.
Move it, Simmons.
Second,
Second, Morel.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number six, authorization for the Department of Human Services to contract with Dr. Caspian Yasmin Khan. I think that's the way it is.
You did that. You did all
You did it
right.
good.
Good job.
That was really good.
You
To
nailed it.
provide psychiatric services.
I'll
Move
move it.
I'll second it, Morel.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Can you
Carried.
Just tell me that name one more time.
No.
Okay.
Listen to the recording.
Number seven, request authorization to transfer funds from the equipment account to the building maintenance account.
Move it, Simmons.
Second, Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number eight, request authorization to purchase 3 scanners through the Grants to Enhance Adult Protective Services to respond to COVID-19 Adult Protective Services Grant.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second, Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's 100%, I guess, reimbursable. Okay, number nine, request authorization to amend resolution number 447, 2021 to include that consultant Melanie Miller, in addition to providing mental health services, will provide qualified individual assessments to Columbia County youth who are being considered for a residential treatment placement as required by the Family First Prevention Services Act. A copy of the resolution number 447, 2021 is attached.
Move it, Hoatling.
Second, Ligonia.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 10, request authorization for the Chairman of Board of Supervisors to enter into an agreement on behalf of the Columbia County Department of Social Services with LaSalle School for the provision of qualified individual independent assessments for youth who are being considered for a residential treatment placement as required by the Family First Prevention Services Act.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second, Simmons.
Motion in the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 11, request authorization from the Chairman of the Board of Supervisors to enter into an agreement with EQ Architecture P. LLC for the provision of providing planning architectural services for Phase 1 of the development of the Columbia County Wellness Hub.
Move it, Simmons.
Second, Hoatling.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Just a question. Do you know where EQ Architectural Firm is from?
I do.
I don't know exactly. I know I was part of the interviews, Rob. There were like 3 or 4 companies that were interviewed, and this seemed to be the best one. And this Supervisor Holding, this is what I was talking about the other day, that they were using DSS money to pay for some of the costs.
Great.
Which-
And is this related to the sim mapping and the group that you're working with Cheryl Roberts and the city of Hudson and DSS?
Correct.
And is this grant funding that DSS has, or it's within their budget?
I think it's within their budget, but they have excess, or not excess, they had funding that they could use.
That's great. And this is like step one, just to really look at a feasibility architectural.
Right, phase one, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Is this number, yeah, 12, okay, there we go. To fill a vacant chief investigator position effective 4/24/2022 at a modified salary of $30 per hour for 17.5 hours per week.
Move it Simmons.
Second Morel.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Just to answer the question for Supervisor Ligonia on the previous one, the agreement that was attached to the resolution says EQ Architecture having an office at 67 35th Street, Building 5, Suite B 511, Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
thank you.
Okay. Okay, number 13. Authorize the chairman of the Board of Supervisors to sign the amended 5-year statewide expansion of Hurrell Herring contract in the amount of $5,042,544.69. This amended contract reflects the budget and work plan for year 3 of the 5-year contract to implement the 3 plans: council ad arraignment, quality improvements, and caseload relief. Submitted by the Office of Indigent Legal Services on December 1st, 2017, pursuant to the 2017 amendment to County Law 772-E and an enactment of Executive Law, statewide expansion of Hurrell Herring reform.
I'll
Move it.
move it. I'll second it. This is 100% funded.
Right, exactly. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Number 14, resolution request to authorize the chairman of the Board of Supervisors to enter into an MOU with Greene County for the purpose of installing a point-to-point microwave connection. That was spelled wrong before, wasn't it? Or did I read it wrong?
I'll move it, Morel.
I'll second Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Number 18, authorization for the, oh, okay, 15, yeah.
sorry, my
Authorization.
handwriting.
No, that's all right. It gets mixed up sometimes in the thing. Authorization for the sheriff's office to fill a vacant budgeted full-time position of civil clerk.
Move it Simmons.
This is due to a resignation.
I'll second Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 16, authorization for the sheriff's office to fill a vacant budgeted full-time position of correction officer. This is also due to resignation.
I'll move it, Morel.
Simmons. Second Simmons.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 17, authorization for the sheriff's office to create and fill 2 full-time deputy sheriff positions.
Move it Simmons.
Second Hoatling.
Motion and a second. All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 18, authorization for the sheriff's office to fill a vacant budgeted part-time clerk typist position.
I'll move it Hoatling.
Second Morel.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 19, authorization for the sheriff's office to create and fill 2 full-time PCP deputy sheriff positions.
Move it Simmons.
Second, Ligonia.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Now it's finding those people.
Yeah,
That's where the struggle's gonna be.
it's like we're rebuilding the sheriff's office here.
Yeah.
And just to clarify too, I know we've all been on, the point one meeting and then
Right.
the public safety, but these front end positions are then going to be eliminated once the shifts have happened. So it's not really creating new positions. It's kind of a temporary thing, just for the public that might be watching that wasn't watching all the other meetings where we
Yep.
discussed.
Okay. Number 20, authorization for the sheriff's office to create and fill a full-time deputy sheriff position.
Move it, Morel.
Second, Holding.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number 21. Authorization to rename the Columbia County Fire Training Center to the P.J. Keeler Columbia County Emergency Services Response and Training Facility.
I'll
This
move
is
it,
well
Morel.
deserved.
Second, Livonia.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
See, PJ, we're all fighting over you.
Yep.
Motion
Well
carries.
deserved, PJ.
Very humbled by that.
Honor to read that. Number 22, authorization to appoint a member to the Environmental Management Council.
Move it, Holding.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 23, authorization to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Columbia Land Conservancy to act as fiscal sponsor for a one-day event.
Move it,
Move it.
Holding.
Second, Simmons.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 20, authorization to enter into a rental agreement with the Columbia County Agricultural Society, Inc. for a one-day event.
Move it,
Move it,
Simmons.
Morel. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
That has no cost, so we can do that one.
Number 25, authorization to contract with Systems Development Group, Inc. for ImageMate Online, parcel history and ImageMate GIS Cloud Viewer extension software for the Real Property Tax Service Agency at a cost of $5,100.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 26, resolution authorizing restoration of a parcel located in the town of Stockport, identified as tax map number 90-2-1-24 to the active tax roll under the provision of Real Property Tax Law, Section 1138.
I'll
Move
move
it,
it.
Simmons. Second, Simmons.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Number 27, authorization to fill one vacant budgeted position of motor equipment operator 1 in the highway department at the 2022 grade 12B step 1 salary of $39,168.
Move it.
Simmons.
Second, Holding.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Same story. Once again, good luck. Hopefully you can find some people.
Good people.
Yes.
Number 28, to authorize the purchase of two 2023 Western Star 49X dump trucks with plow equipment off of the Onondaga County Purchasing Contract Number 8996 from Tracy Road Equipment, Albany, New York, of $282,324, and the other at a cost of $309,324. Total cost for both, including potential cost increases, not to exceed $631,648. This will be paid for with funds from the DO 5E 5112-2000E200 CHIPS line. The balance in this budget line is currently $2,222,639.
Move it, Simmons.
Second.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Jim, do they already have these trucks on hold, or is this going to be just like the cars trying to get these?
Maybe next year.
It's gonna be like the cars.
Kind of like the cars,
Got
but
it.
if we don't order them, it looks like we may never even, get them.
Got
So,
it. Okay.
No.
Thank you.
Number 29, authorization to purchase one 2022 Ford F-350 Super Cab diesel with plow equipment from Metro Ford of Schenectady, New York, off of the New York State OGS mini bid, number 9723, for a cost not to exceed $70,000.
I'll move it, Morel.
Second, Hoagland.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 30, authorization to purchase one 2022 Case 621G wheel loader with brooms and forks off a New York State OGS contract at a cost not to exceed $168,410 after trade-in.
Move it, Morel.
Second, Hoagland.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 31, authorization to create and fill one full-time laborer position in the solid waste department, grade 11A, at a base salary of $41,470.
Move it, Simmons.
Second, Hoagland.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 32, authorization to purchase one 2024 Western Star 47X setback axle truck, roll-off on-body truck off the Onondaga County Purchasing Contract 8996 from Tracy Road Equipment, Albany, New York. The vehicle
Move it.
cost,
Move it, Morel.
Second, Simmons.
motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. Okay, number 33, a resolution is requested authorizing the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to award and execute a contract for the reconstruction of County Route 18 from Manor Drive to New York State 217 to the lowest responsible bidder, which is A. Colarusso and Sons, Inc. of Hudson, New York, in the amount of $5,069,887.20.
Move it, Simmons.
Second it.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Jim, I just wanted to clarify too, that was contingent upon, some state funding being shifted around, and we did get that approved this morning, so they are funding it, the 80-15-5, as the resolution says. So,
Okay.
Keep an eye on Ron so he doesn't steal that bridge.
I know.
Yeah, right.
He wants one. He wants one too.
That's right.
Livingston and Claremont want one too.
And they graded
Okay.
them.
Number 34, a resolution is requested authorizing the chief supervisors to execute a consultant agreement with the Columbia County Airport Terminal Apron Rehabilitation Design with Passero Associates of Rochester, New York, in the amount of $66,089.
Move it, Simmons.
Second, Hoagland.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, a resolution is requested authorizing the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to sign and execute a request to modify an EFC funding agreement with the New York State Department of Environmental Facilities Corporation to provide a change in scope and requesting funding for the replacement of the existing Grandanelli wastewater pump station with the Commerce Park in the amount of $295,000.
I'll move it.
Second, Simmons.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that pump's been in there for a while. Number 36, transfer from funds. D05E-5020-4424 E4000 professional services to miscellaneous supplies.
In $1,000 amount.
Excuse me?
It's $1,000
That was
amount.
$1,000. Yeah, right.
It doesn't say it in the.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Chairman Guzzi, I do have a question on 37. I don't know if you would want to wait till the motion in second and then I can ask it. It's just a clarification. Make sure I understand.
Go ahead. Yeah, why don't you do it?
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I understand because it talks about the 2.75 million being budgeted for in H1, but there's 2 million in that line. Am I understanding that the 750,000 in the ARPA draft budget for highway solar on the roof is part of this project, and we combine that ARPA 750 with the 2 million in the budget, and that gets us to the 275?
Yeah, that was
Yep.
good, Ron, but it's all put together, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
That
And it
was
was
all.
a pretty good savings out of this too. Actually, I don't know if you were on it the other night, but it works out pretty good.
I can never make Public Works, unfortunately, but I do remember the presentation. We had a presentation by this group on the cost savings,
Right.
and energy efficiency upgrades and all of that. And
Right.
I'm fully in support. I just wanted to make sure that I understood that ARPA highway solar was
Yeah.
part of this. Okay, awesome.
Okay, a resolution is requested authorizing the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to sign and execute any necessary documentation to agree to the implementation task orders with Niagara Mohawk Corporation, DBA National Grid, to implement the energy facility improvements implemented by Centrica Business Solutions outlined as energy equipment at the DPW garage facility. The project
Move it,
costs,
Simmons.
Second, Morel.
motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, number 38, authorization to enter into a contract with BidNet.
Marissa's on in case anybody has any questions about this. Or Marissa, do you want to explain it?
Yeah, so BidNet is basically just another site. Jim actually used it when he worked for his former employer, where we can publish bids, we can view other people's bids, their awards, and things like that. So it's really going to just kind of open us up to a lot more opportunities. There's a lot of advantages to it. There's no cost on our end of it as well to participate. So it's a good platform. I put out a question in my purchasing group to see how many other, purchasing agents were using it around us, and most are at this point. So I think it's beneficial.
Sounds like it could work well, yes. And there's no cost to us, that's good,
I'll move it, Morel.
Second, Houghton.
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Number
Okay.
39.
Yes, 39. Appoint 2 members to the Columbia County Water and Sewer District, which is, I think it was Ray Jakowski and John Mosky. I don't know how to get that one.
Mazetsky.
Okay.
I'll move it.
Second,
Motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Number 40.
Yeah, I was going to ask Tistria, did you want to discuss a little bit about this?
yeah, I would love to, unless Chairman, if that's okay with you.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So at the last finance meeting, I had asked for a hold on this resolution, which had already passed through economic development, because there was a few supervisors that had ideas on how we could enhance the program to also get money into businesses' hands that might be struggling right now, in addition with the full-time employees that would be out, promoting the programs that are already available. So there was a proposal that was discussed among all different supervisors that brought it up to a $750,000 number instead of $450,000. And we came to a compromise that I think is a great compromise. It's essentially the same program that would have cost us $750,000 this year, which allows for $50,000 in grant funding and $250,000 in loan funding, along with the original proposal that went through economic development, where we have full-time employees as boots on the ground that are really getting out to the small businesses and letting them know what type of loans are available, what type of support is available, providing some administrative assistance and those sorts of things. So the proposal that's in front of us now is a $500 proposal, with the understanding that $250 will be held in the draft ARPA budget, with the intention of, if it is successful, and I think it's important that we create some metrics and work with Mike Tucker on how to measure that $250 next year could be added in loans, grants, some combination of the two. The CEDC is willing to put $250 of the loan money that they already have available in right now. So essentially, we're launching that same $750,000 program, but with the CEDC's $250 currently, and then we're holding on to another $250 to potentially add to that if we find that it's very successful. If the boots get on the ground and all of a sudden all these small businesses that didn't know these things were available are taking advantage of it, we have more funding to put into there. And New Lebanon is an example. We got about 21% of the grant funding during COVID because we had a local BEDC that was out there knocking on the doors of businesses, helping them apply, connecting them with Mike Tucker's office. So I think there's a lot of programs available that our small businesses could really utilize that they don't necessarily know how to access them. They might get the email from Mike's office, but it feels overwhelming. So to have somebody there kind of holding their hand, helping them apply, getting their questions answered. And so I feel like we came to a really good compromise, which is committing 500,000 right now, and then holding on to 250 in the draft ARPA budget to reconsider and revisit once we see how successful it is.
And if it doesn't get off the ground, then the 250 can be used elsewhere.
Yeah. And I did have a request from one of my caucus members, if I can just put it out there. And I don't know if Mike's on this call, so we could reiterate it at the full board, but that the two positions that are involved in that $450,000 figure, that we do an open process of advertising for the positions, even if Mike might have someone he works with that he thinks would be great at it, that we really, well, it would be the CEDC hiring them, but that the CEDC has an open process where they put out for letters of interest and see who in the county might be interested.
Well, one position would be with the chamber. So,
Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
The
I mean,
request.
I think we can ask that, but they're both private not-for-profit agencies who we're contracting with. So I mean, they both also have their own boards. So
Sure.
Okay. So if there's no one has any questions, I want to move on to authorization to enter into a contract with Columbia Economic Development Corporation for the administrative funding from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I
I think
Opposed?
Matt, do we need to change the amount approximately 11 or 8 million to 11 million?
yes, I don't know where it should be approximately 11 and a half.
Right.
Jim and
Okay.
PJ, is that correct?
That's
For the
correct.
ARPA,
Yeah.
for the ARPA funds? Okay.
I'll amend it when we do the final draft.
And
Okay.
Chairman Morrell, could I ask one other question / favor? Some of the supervisors I was talking to about the program still weren't fully understanding. They asked if Mike could be at the full board meeting where this resolution passes and do a short presentation to the entire board and answer any questions. Should I reach out to
Absolutely.
Mike about
He
that?
usually comes to our board meeting anyway, so we can invite him.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Very good. This the last one?
That's it. Yep.
Oh, okay. Does anyone have anything they'd want to discuss or bring before the Finance Committee?
You'll be happy to know that your sales tax checks went out today for the first quarter. I think everybody will be happy.
Yes.
We're up about 23% for the first quarter compared
Wow.
to a year ago.
Wow.
So you'll be happy.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, and a year ago was up quite a percentage from the year before that. So
Yeah, yeah. And we did.
In case you haven't noticed, our fuel bills are up everywhere too, so we're finding to spend it,
the more things cost, the more taxes there are.
Where do you see diesel fuel go? That's going to go crazy.
Yeah, got a salt bill today,
Okay. If,
Four two Yanks, Matt.
I'm sorry?
4-2 Yanks.
All right. Way to go.
That's a priority.
Can I ask the chairman if we can go into executive session to talk about negotiations?
Sure. Need a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, have a rest of the day. Have a good
Yep.
day.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank
Bye,
you all.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.